Darkside made this?
This the rant of the real. Everybody telling lies, the truth first, so it's fuck how they do feel. Or you for real? Man, put that on your mama, you a gangster and you got more shit for real. This the rant of the real. Everybody telling lies, the truth first, so it's fuck how they do feel. Or you for real? Man, put that on your mama, you a gangster and you got more shit for real.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rant to the Real, the power real niggas get on here and rant. This is the number one podcast in the top 50. No need to look that up. Google is lying to you every single day. Don't trust them. I am your host, Uncle Chive, the hardest working in the world. Now let's start your day off with eggs, bacon vibes. And I bring nothing but vibes. I can't even say we fourth quarter podcasting because we have lost the game. At this point, we gotta practice, like we are supposed to be live and ready to go in 40 minutes. And we're recording. But it's fine. It's fine. I wasn't gonna take 2 weeks in a row off. I knew I was gonna be late, but I wasn't gonna take 2 weeks in a row off. That just wasn't gonna happen. So no matter what happens, we persevere, we get through it. We get the job done. But, yeah, it's just going to be late. It's fine. I needed another little break, sometimes life moves very fast, and when you got to pull the E-stop, you just got to pull it. And sometimes the day or the time lines up on a bad day. But when that E-stop gets pulled, it gets pulled. And I had to pull it. And it just so happens that when I pulled it, it was on a Monday. And that's usually, Mondays are when I record, so stars didn't lie for that one. But we're back. We're better than ever. We're feeling good. And you know what? It gives us more topics to talk about. So one of the major things that happened last week was Netflix is super interested in buying Warner Bros. And its entire catalog. It's buying the games, it's buying the movies, it's buying the IPs. Whether it was just to buy Batman, they're buying it. Or, they put in their bid. And, Paramount Plus threw their hat in the ring and threw out a bigger offer and stuff like that. So, we'll see how the state of things land. But it's very intriguing to see that Netflix would do this. Because Netflix is already expensive. It's not cheap. By any means of the count. Like, it's damn near $25 or more for the 4 screens with no ads. So they're all really, really expensive and like heavily trying to crack down that whip with no password sharing, right? It then would become more expensive and more of a hassle if they threw in another catalog worth of shows. What they like, it makes me wonder, like, what they do, what Hulu did with the Disney merger and the ESPN, where it's like, you can just have Netflix, you can just have HBO. But there's some stuff that's on Hulu that's also on HBO and vice versa. Like if it's a Hulu original, you can't watch it on Disney. But if it's just like a random show, you can. But they're not compatible. Like, if you want to see certain stuff, you can't have one or the other. You got to have both. So it makes me wonder, would they do the same with Netflix and Warner Bros? Or would they just consolidate it all into one and just take down the other app. And like when you look at the HBO subscription, like what it costs, it's also expensive. So it's about same price for what Netflix is asking. So let's say they merged the one into one giant app. Would it be close to $50? Do you have the ability to not be able to add it? I wonder what they would do. Because Netflix is a company that knows you have nowhere to go. You're going to lock in. There are like the select few outliers that are like, no, I'm not going to pay for them. They're not going to tell me what I can and cannot do. There's a couple of them out there. But for the rest of us, we know that can't leave. We're locked in. We got no choice but to stay with the Netflix. So, them being a mega corporation that knows this, they put out multiple different businesses because of this. What's their next plan? What's their angle? Like, how are they going to get more money out of us? I'm intrigued to see how they do that because there's no way. There's no way. If it came down to it, because you know let's say they consolidated into one, you buy Netflix, you buy HBO, there's no way around it. You'd have to jump down. Like there's a certain point where you're like, I'm gonna see ads. And ads on streaming services suck because at least on cable, like you'll see maybe 20, 30 different ads. If you don't pay for commercial free anything, you'll watch the same ad 9 times. Sometimes it'll play back to back. Sometimes it'll just play the same, 3 in a row every single time it's a commercial break. Is it just to annoy you? So you be like, I'm tired of seeing the same shaving. What the fuck is that one that pops up all the time? The Lawnmower 3000, the man, whatever. I think the ones I used to see all the time was like the Testacuzzi, like the little jacuzzi, and then the Landscaper, and that soap, Dr. Sasquatch. Those are the only 3 I see all the time. Maybe those are targeted ads, but all the time. So yeah, I wonder, how would their prices work out? They've bottlenecked the industry. You got nowhere to go. You have no say. They know they're going to throw an astronomical price. And I also think that Netflix might fuck up the IPs. I'm not going to lie to you. If they spend all that money for just Batman and let everything else go to wayside, it's not looking good. Paramount Plus takes, I think that's a little bit better option for the people, but I don't think Netflix has the best intentions for the regular layman. I think that if they are able to acquire and purchase this, it's just not looking good. And I know that there's things against monopolies, but I think that's a thing of the past. Like, airports kind of are monopolies. When you really look at the phone services, there's heavy monopolies. There's certain aspects of things where it's like, if it wasn't for the fact that there are some people that still like in-person shopping, like, Amazon would be a monopoly all day. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that Walmart has a fan base and that there's people that are going to always go there, it probably would easily destroy them. Like it's doing everything else. So there's a certain point where it's like, oh, they don't want to be a monopoly, but there are a lot of things are monopolies. Speaking on the airport, that one guy, he's like I forgot what the fuck his title is, like the FCC, whatever. He's head of something. It's a strange man. Because last week, he made a statement that he was tired of people coming to the airport in pajamas, sweatpants, bonnets. He wanted people to come to the airport in a more dressed up manner. I feel as if, that's a shot. You're taking a swing at a specific targeted group of people, because who comes dressed like that? Okay. All right. He wants people to dress more professional, more friendly. He doesn't want them in bathing suits at the airport. All right, 3-piece suit and tie, maybe business casual, I think he's aiming for somewhere between business casual and business. I think that's what he wants at all his airports. And then this week, he gets up there and says they want to put gyms in the airport, some pull-up bars, because people are too sedentary for too long. So if their flight gets delayed or they got to sit there for, a layover, they don't become too stationary for hours and hours and hours. Well, which one is it, guy? Because literally a week ago, you didn't want people wearing activewear or gym wear. Now, a week later, you want to put gyms in the airport. Which one is it? What are people supposed to wear? How do you contain the smell? Is it going to be in its own private area? Or are you just going to have pull-up bars in the terminal? What are we doing? Like, even if there was a time gap, it would make sense. You'd be like, oh, if he did said a month ago, stop wearing pajamas and, add bathing suits to the gym, and then later a month was like, you know what? You can wear gym wear. We're going to put a gym in here. Makes sense. But a week later to contradict the shit you just said, it kind of just seems like you're just saying shit to keep people's attention. And maybe a couple people complained that, they don't want to sit around and wait. And so you just came up with any half-brained cockamamie idea. It's not a good one. We probably should rethink that one, because that idea is just dumb. I get being in the airport for a long time sucks. Don't get me wrong. For my trip overseas, I have a long layover on my return home, like 12 hours in Hong Kong. Don't get me wrong, that sounds like an amazing time. Like, what? Leave well rested, get on the plane, go to Hong Kong. I have an entire day in Hong Kong. I'm not staying in the airport, obviously. I'm going to be a tourist for 10 of those hours. I'm going to go anywhere I can walk to. My carry-on luggage isn't going anywhere. Not my carry-on, my undercarriage luggage, that's going to be already there, so I don't have to worry about bringing it. So now I only have my travel on. Won't be able to carry my carry-on. I won't be able to, buy much, only what I can carry and dispose of, because, I'm probably already going to be set to the limit as to what I can bring with me. But honestly, my whole plan was to really bring nothing. I plan on really bringing an empty suitcase. There's 2 days worth of, maybe there's 2 days worth of clothes, if that, and then just hygiene products, and that'll all be in the one that goes under the deck, and then the carry-on will just have my iPad and a charger, so that way when it's time to go, I can pack that shit in there. But imagine spending 12 hours and you can't leave, and you're stuck to stay inside. That's a long time sitting around. Sitting in the airport sucks. I thought I was going to lose that day. I was sitting in Atlanta overnight because that was rough. So imagine 12 hours in Atlanta. I would not be sitting there that long. I would have got a hotel. But still, it's rough. But to just come up with an idea, like let's put a gym in here, I don't know. Maybe like fix the process. Maybe get some better airplanes. Maybe like have a backup ready to go when some bullshit breaks, like force every major company to keep a plane on the tarmac or in a hangar nearby. So that way, the JetBlue whatever broke, cool. They got one already in the cut to go. Unless they do that and them shit's constantly broke. And then, we got to come up with a better idea then. It might be more expensive for the company, and the company's not going to take that L. They're going to raise plane ticket prices. But flights are already astronomically expensive. So, and I don't think flights are one of those things where it kind of like sits at the cusp where it's like this is as high as we can go where we're charging. I think they know, hey, this is already cheap. Let's maximize what we can get out of it. Like gas. Like there's a set price as what you can profit versus sell with gas. There's like a very little wiggle room. You can't just demand whatever price because you want to. And I think the airport is not like that. It's like, it's our plane, it's our skies. Well, it's not our skies, but it's our plane. We already know how much we have to pay to make a profit. So if it's, I don't know, $20 per person to make a profit, fuck it. $300. And we'll make triple the profit. That could be completely wrong. And I could just be going left field. But I think that's how that works. So, last week, your favorite president won the FIFA Peace Prize. He didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize. He won the FIFA Peace Prize. FIFA is a soccer organization. And they may or may not do this award every year. I didn't really super look into that. But what I do know is that Trump threw the biggest bitch fit that he did not win the Peace Prize and ended up getting the FIFA Peace Prize. And I feel as if they gave him that, like, here, shut the fuck up, please. Like, stop crying. Well, here, we'll give you an award. And then, like, the award they gave it to him was just so half-assed. They were just like, President Trump, here's the FIFA Peace Prize. And then there's some guy standing there holding the coin and the medal in a little case. And then he walks over next to Trump holding it, and the guy was like, you can put it on if you want. So, like, they didn't even put it on the guy. They just showed it to him and was like, here's your second place. You tried. You tried. Everyone gets a gold trophy for participating, right? Then he puts it on himself, says the dumbest shit ever. I'm very lost as to how a person that's whole campaign is about aggression and war wins a peace prize. What thing has he done that was peaceful? He changed the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Okay. He's got Gestapos running through the street, snatching anyone of brown hue off the street and just sending them places. Don't think that's very peaceful. Started an insurrection and almost got his vice president lynched. That's not very peaceful. Ordered drone strikes on Venezuela. That's not very peaceful. What did they do? Didn't they just start blowing up Somali pirate boats? Doesn't sound very peaceful. Sat down in front of live TV, him and J.D. Vance, and told Putin. No, not Putin. What's that dude Ukraine. The Ukraine leader, I can't think of his name. Basically, bow down or we won't help you. Real shit. They argued with that man and basically told him, you need to fucking get in line or we're not going to help you. And we're taking your natural resources because back when Trump was actually working with Elon needed lithium. And a plethora source of lithium is in Ukraine. He only gave a fuck about them to take their resources, not to help them. Wasn't him and Netanyahu, he was just letting that fucking guy do and say whatever the fuck he wanted. And, like, openly disrespect. We traded what was it? A weapons dealer? Oh, that was Biden. Not my own Trump. I won't give him that one. That was Biden, dumbass. Still, what has Trump done that was peaceful? One fucking thing. Please, explain this. Break this shit down. I haven't seen him do or say anything peaceful. Everything he's done has been an act of aggression. Okay. They give him the, here, bruh. Go away. Stop crying. You get an award, too. And you got to put your own award around your own neck. We're not doing it for you. We're not touching you. Stay over there. Then, the next week, this week, Trump declares war on Venezuela. How is that peace? You can't want an award that's pushing peace. That's about finding an amicable way to solve your problems. But everything you do is spearhead, bully, I'll take it. What are we doing? What are we talking about right now? And then you get an award that they fucking just made up for you to then go do some non-peaceful shit. This man's whole thing is on some Kennedy. Not Kennedy. Whatever that one dude was. Yeah, was it Kennedy or JFK? I think it was Kennedy. The war on drugs, whatever. One of those fucking guys. I don't remember. Don't care. That brought the drugs here and then pretended to fight them. Meanwhile, he caused them to flood the streets. It's basically like Trump doing the same thing. He just pardoned a dictator who was convicted of trafficking 500 tons of cocaine, killed hundreds of people, did all kinds of skeevy, underhanded shit, took bribes, took out politicians, did whatever the fuck made him happy, right? Trump pardoned him last week. So everything this man says and does is a contradiction to everything. You want a Nobel Peace Prize for being peaceful and being such a great guy. Then you declare war and attack basically your own country. Not Venezuela, not the Venezuela part, but like you attack your own fucking citizens, making prisoners in their own goddamn country. Then you say the war on drugs, we're stopping drugs, we're getting rid of all this shit, and then you pardon a known kingpin. What the fuck are we doing here, bro? It doesn't make any sense. And I know there's the purists who are going to defend this man's every action. They're going to lay on the sword for him. But what are we doing? How did we get here? Like, why was the goalpost moved this low? Does anyone, like, does he have a PR team? Does, like, anyone checking, balancing to be like, hey, you know, we said this last week, maybe we should sit on this for a little bit before we do this? Or do they just fuck it, full send? It is what it is. Or he just does it and they got no choice but to accept the fact that he did it. It's not insane to say that you can't call me insane when the man does this dumb shit in front of us. What are we doing? Why are you hanging out with dictators and you say you hate them? Why are you claiming to be anti-fascist but don't mind being called fascist on TV? Can someone explain this to me? Shit's wild, Joe. Nothing peaceful about this man. Like, nothing. This man had the most wildest TV show back in the day. Didn't it get canceled for just being so over the top and outrageous and racist and sexism and all this other shit? Like, nobody liked the show. Nobody liked him when he was on TV. And he wasn't a political figure. And then somehow this guy was like, I'll be the president and I'll just do whatever I want. And you guys are like, we love it. Don't stop. Very confused. Very confused. When you step back and really look at politics from a certain view, it's very hard to be... I don't see how people get swayed to the complete left or right. Because if you go far right, those guys are ready to fucking bring back slavery and just, like, they don't care who gets locked up. They're like, you know what? You get caught, you're a slave, that's on you. And if you go far left, those fucking guys are so cringe. It's like, if we let you guys rule, we become the laughingstock of the world and we just become these giant fucking pussies. So you have to stay in the middle, but it all depends on where the window is of the middle, because sometimes you might be leaning more left this week and then next week you might be leaning more right, because these guys are fucking insane. And the fact that there's people that genuinely pick a side, it's like, how? The far right, are you okay with the fact that they're talking about people that want to visit America, not get a visa, not stay for long? Oh, you want to see the Statue of Liberty? Okay. You want to go to Chicago and see the Bean? You want to go to LA for a couple of days, see what it's like? You want to go to school in the U.S.? Cool. We need 5 years of social media history. Every single email that you have, old or new. Okay. We need information on your family. We need all their phone numbers. And we need your DNA. How are you far right-leaning people okay with this shit? Who the fuck has 5 years of social media history? Here's my Facebook. Am I supposed... Like, how do I prove this to you? Do I just, like, print all this shit off? Like, who are they paying to look at this? Because obviously someone has to go through the documents and be like, oh, yeah, it's all here. Like... Do they want everything? Do they want Snapchat? They want your LinkedIn profile? They want your TikTok that you don't fucking use? You just watch other people's TikToks with? Like, what are we doing? Then your DNA, what, they want a mouth swab, a hair follicle? Where is this going to sit? There's like 8 billion people in the world. let's say 1 billion wants to come here. Where are we putting 1 billion DNAs? Is that a building we're going to have to build and try to keep somewhere? Where are we putting it? This plan is just fucking asinine. But you far fucking writers are like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm not completely to the left where I'm like, yeah, just open the doors, let anyone fucking in. But like, this is not a great idea either. You people drag shit like RuPaul, and one day you will pay for it. One day, you will be like, damn, we should not have done this. Why'd you guys let us do this? You know what? Next week, I'm not going to let you guys get me upset. I'm not going to go super heavy on the politics. It's too easy to take the shot. I feel like constantly swinging the bat at politics is an easy, cheap shot. I'm going to try harder next time. Because I don't want to keep taking the easy shots. So we're going to take some hard ones next week. Give your favorite president a break because he's going to do some dumb shit this week. He's going to do some dumb shit again. Or say, or whatever the case may be. But we're going to wrap it up here, y'all. We're going to call it a day. If you're listening on Spotify, hurry up and finish. And then move over to YouTube where you should be watching. Like, comment, subscribe, send to a friend, send to a hater, send to your favorite far left-leaning, far right-leaning, anyone that you go, this person thinks like this, send it to them. Have a debate, have an idea, spark the mind palace. But tune in next week, y'all.